Okay, good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Yes, Avinash, that will be there. Need to change it. Okay, so did you guys completed your practicals? Done, na? Super. How about you online? Did you guys completed the practicals? Very good. So if you guys are up to date with the practicals, you can crack interviews and whichever you want, you can do it. Yeah. So tell me how to set the host name. Host name, CTL, set hyphen host name, call it as sudo hyphen I. Good. Okay. So in our last class, we have learned quite a lot how to add the user, right? And how to set the password. And then, can you tell me which is the file where it contains the, usernames? Slash etc slash password. Say that. Slash etc slash password. These are all important interview questions. Okay. And what is the, can you put it off? The curtain. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So where, if you create a users, where do you see the users? Which is the file is there? Slash etc slash password. And if you create the groups, which is the file that you can see? Slash etc slash group. Okay. So you also know how to add the user to the group. What's the command? That is to create user. I'm asking how to assign user to the group. User mode. What is that? User mode hyphen AG. Here. User mode hyphen AG and the group name and then username. Okay, tell me one thing. Are you practicing only one time or multiple times? Multiple times only, no? So that you can remember nicely. So what is the command? So yesterday also we discussed about the permissions, right? Read, write, execute. And what is the numerical expression for read? 4. Write, 2. Execute, 1. Okay. And what is the command to change the permissions? Ch mode, and then give the permissions and then file name. And What is the command to install any package? Yum install package name hyphen y. And if you want to remove the package, yum remove package name. And if you want to see any logs for the service, general CTL, say that general CTL hyphen u and then service name. So yesterday, have you done the copying from Windows to Linux and Linux to Linux? Practicals? Yes or no? Hey, really? You completed practicals, no? That is the maximum thing I can ask. Okay. So if you say practicals completed, sir, I'll be happy. If not, you need to take time. Because my practicals will not take much time like other people. So from morning to evening, they'll spend time in the labs. So I have a small complaint from the lab mentor, sir. Your students will not come to the lab. I'll ask why. They don't need you, right? Because everything you are doing it by yourself and then everything is good, right? Everything we learn it here itself. But there is no harm going to the lab, practice it. The only thing is complete the practicals and go. That's it. Okay. So today, let's see the real time thing, how to install Apache web server on Linux. What is that? Apache web server. We already did this in AWS. In AWS, in user data, we install Apache, no? Right? Guys, in Red Hat, in RPM based, Apache is referred with, what is the package name? HTTPD. Say that? HTTPD. Whereas in Debian, it is referred as Apache 2. Say that? Apache 2. Yeah. Thank you. Now my eyes are cool. Yeah. So Apache 2. So here we are using Red Hat, right? Just now I launched Red Hat machine. So Red Hat machine, what's the package name? Apache package name? HTTPD. So now you know how to install it. What's the command to install Apache? Yum install -y Apache. So we have used that in user data. You just copy paste it. Now let us run manually how to deploy a small front-end HTML application in Apache. What is Apache? Apache is a web server or not? Remember, can you tell me few web servers that you know? Apache and Nginx. These two, no, Tomcat will not call as a web server. It called as a application server. Okay, that's a difference between web server and application server. See here, web server here, we have most in real time, we go with either Apache or Nginx. I'll teach you today both how to set up Apache and Nginx manually because we did it already using user data automatically. Let us learn here. Okay. If you remember, what is the path of Apache? /var/www/html. Remember, on those days we have learned that is like a holder. If you want to have a website, you need to put inside the particular path or not. So if you want your website to work, so your website should be inside var www html. Now what we do, we go and install Apache, and then we'll go to the directory. We'll create one index.html file, and then we'll put it in var www html and access from outside. Okay, na? We'll do. Tell me how to install. Yum install -y. Which one? HTTPD. Whereas in Debian it is Apache 2. So for every package software that you are installing, you have a configuration file. What is that? So var www html, that is where you keep your application or website. But if you want to configure HTTPD, that Apache itself, there is a place where you need to configure, and 100% you need to keep this in mind. And that place is, go to cd etc httpd conf. And inside it, do you see httpd.conf? Okay. Can you tell me what is the path for that? What is the default configuration path for Apache? Say, tell me. etc slash httpd slash conf slash, what's the file name? httpd dot conf. Again. So what is the default path? Configuration file. Where is the configuration file for Apache? Slash etc slash httpd slash conf. What's the file name? httpd dot conf. Now, this Apache works on which protocol? Which port number? Apache works on which port number? Do you remember in basics we learned about protocols, port numbers? Apache works on which port number? What's the default port number? 80. Apache works on what? 80. In AWS also, user data you have put 8. So did you put any port number in the URL? No, right? You just copy paste the IP address and it worked, right? So by default, so your Apache works on which port number? 80. So many people are saying 80. Did I ever told you, did in entire AWS, did I told you about 80? Then from where you got 80? Remember now, 80 will be used by Tomcat. Which one? Which one? So remember, Tomcat is an application server. Which one? Application. So by default, Tomcat works on 80. Our Apache works on 80. Okay, our Apache works on what? 80. So let's say, for example, no sir, I don't want my Apache to work on 80. I want to change it to some other port number. Where do you change it? Configuration file. Where is that configuration file? etc httpd conf, and then what's the file name? httpd dot. Let's say for vi httpd dot conf. Inside this is the main configuration file. This is the heart of Apache. And do you see this here? Listen. It is listening on which port number? So if you just change it to whichever the port number, so your Apache works on that port number. So better is you keep it in which number? Which port? 80 only. So this is a very, very important interview question. What is the configuration file of, where is the configuration file of Apache? You should say etc httpd conf and httpd dot conf file. If you want to do any changes there. But where do we keep our website? cd where? /var www html. So this is the place where we need to keep our website. You understand? Only two things in Apache. One is configuration file. Another is the place where you keep your website. Default path. When I ask what is the default path of Apache, then you should say /var www html. When I say where is the configuration file for Apache, then you should say /etc /httpd /conf /httpd.conf. Only two things in Apache. Okay, now we have here var www html. So here I need to deploy one small HTML file or not? Okay, so you don't need to write. You're not a developer to develop the HTML file. So what I do is, we can take a sample HTML file from W3 schools. So go here. There is a small contact form is there, no? Okay, this is okay. So let us change a little bit. Okay. Fine. So I just take this, copy it. Should I create what's the command to create a file? Touch is small, kids will say. From you are now grown up, right, in our course. So touch meaning here it will create an empty file. So what do you do with the empty file now? So all the time remember, go with always VI. Which one? For any testing purpose, if you want to create you use touch. But remember, always use VI. So VI, which one? index.html. So I copy paste the code here and then save it. So if we do index.html is there or not? Now you just created a file. So we need to tell our Apache to start the service or not. So by default, remember, whenever you install any service, so that service will be in stop state. What do you need to do? Start. First, you need to see the status, right? What's the command to see the status? Yesterday we learned system ctl. Very good. Status httpd. What is our service name? httpd. So what it says here? Inactive and it is dead. So what we need to do? We need to start. What's the command? Systemctl start httpd. Now it started. Now check the status. Do you see it is active and running? So we have our website deployed or not? So now let's go. How do you do that? Take the IP address and just put it into the browser. So our port number, our Apache is working on which port number? 80. Do I need to put 80 here? Yes or no? Why? Good. So default is 80 only. So hit it enter. And we have our website contact form. Okay. Yes or no? Simply we have deployed. So now you all understood how to set up Apache and then deploy the small front-end application. Online, clear enough? Is it clear, everyone? Nice. Okay. So that is on Apache. There is also another web server where we need to learn, which is that Nginx. Which one is that now? Nginx. So Nginx will act like a same our Apache only, but Nginx has multiple features. Nginx is also very most commonly used web server in the real time. I told you Nginx will do three things. Nginx supports three things. What was number one? It works as a web server, it works as a reverse proxy, and it works as a load balancer. You understand now? So our Nginx, yes, Nginx works as a web server and also reverse proxy and load balancer. Okay, so I have already set up here. I call it as here Linux. Which one is this? Apache. Should I launch one more EC2 instance and set up Nginx there? Okay. Let's not disturb this because I need this for another purpose. So let us go ahead and then I'll go launch more like this. Yes, Ranjan. So here I call it as what here? Nginx. We'll be learning also Ranjan multi-tier, three-tier. Avinash, you should not be asking this question now. So he is asking, launch more like this. If we do this one, we'll have Apache already in the new machine. Hmm? Hmm? Answer is no. Launch more like this. We'll have only configuration. If you want to have Apache, then you need to create what? AMI. Hey, we have completed AWS. So let us connect to this. Okay, see here, sudo hyphen yes, and then host name, ctl set hyphen host name. I call this as what? Nginx. Sudo hyphen. So this one also, can we change it to good name? What do we say? Host name, ctl set hyphen host name. I call it as what? Apache. Also Apache. Okay. So let's go to our Nginx and install. Before I install, do you see this here? What is Nginx? So set up Nginx on Linux as a what? Web server. And Nginx is a web server that accepts requests via HTTP or HTTPS and respond to display website content through processing, delivering web pages to the user. Same like what our Apache is doing it. But this can also be used as reverse proxy and load balancer. I'll be teaching you till end of the course. I'll be teaching you how, I'll teaching now itself reverse proxy, and how this work as a load balancer also we'll teach in coming days when time comes. So what is the command to install Nginx? Let's go and install. M install -y, which one? Nginx. So as I told you, in Apache, you need to remember two things. What are those? One is your main configuration file. Another is default path. So what is the main configuration file? Where? Tell me again, everyone. httpd.conf. Remember that. Okay. So just now I installed, and Nginx also has the configuration file or not. So that configuration file is here. cd again etc nginx nginx.conf. Say that here. etc nginx/nginx.conf. This is the configuration, main configuration file for Nginx. So if you want to do anything modification to Nginx, this is the place where you need to go and modify it. Okay. So let's see what it has. Okay. Cat, which one? etc nginx nginx.conf. So do you see this? It contains some lot of things here. See all these things, server and everything. So this is the main file, configuration file for Nginx. But where do we place our website in order to have that? So we need to keep it here. cd, say with me, usr share nginx html. Tell me the path. What is the default path for Nginx? usr share nginx html. One more time. What is the default path? Nginx html. What is the default path for Apache? You know how many times I'm repeating? Because in coming DevOps, we'll be deploying the applications either on Nginx and Apache, right? So every time I'll be asking which is the configuration file, which is the default path. So there you should not nag it, right? So that's why I'm asking here again. So what is the default path for Nginx? usr slash share slash nginx slash html. So here we need to create our HTML file or not? vi index.html. So it already has a default file, nginx file. Do you see? Index.html nginx file is there already. So what is the status? How to check the status? systemctl status, which one? Nginx. Activa, dead. Dead. What we need to do? Systemctl start. So our Nginx is working now. So if I open it, the default page for Nginx is welcome to Nginx. Okay, I copied. So Status is running. So we have our Nginx. Okay, so that's fine. So this is the default page that you have for the Nginx as a web server. Do you see this? This page is used to the same thing. Correct. That is correct only. Copy this. So this is a default page for Nginx. Do you see the Nginx here? Bottom, green color. So this is a default page because did we put any website there? No. So it has already a index.html which is default. So okay now. So do you all understood how to set up an application on Nginx? Instead of that index.html, can I have our own index.html and put our own code? Of course you can put it. Okay. Now, so if you want to check the logs, what's that? If you want to check the logs, can you tell me in which directory generally the logs will be there in Linux? Var. Which one? /var / log logs log / which one? Nginx. So do you see axis? Do you see axis.log and then error.log? So if you do cat error.log, do we have anything here? No. So if you do axis.log, so there is something. There is nothing. We haven't accessed anything here. So any logs that you want to check, this is the path. So remember, what is the path in Nginx? Mainly we have what is the default configuration file of Nginx? /etc/ /nginx/ nginx.conf. That is one thing. What is the default path of Nginx? /usr/ share /html. Nginx /html. So and where do you find the logs? /var / log / nginx. In Nginx, you need to remember these three. Okay, now. So this is how you set up a web server. What is that? Web server. Now let us go and set up reverse proxy. What is that? There are two things that you have: reverse proxy, forward proxy. Say that. Reverse proxy and then forward. So do not worry about the forward proxy because you will not be doing anywhere in the company. But I'll tell you, I used to do reverse. I used to do forward proxy in the company. I'll tell you where. But let us first concentrate on which one? Reverse proxy. So Nana, what is this reverse proxy? So before I talk about that, what is proxy server? Say that. What is proxy server? So normally in our company, a proxy server is a server application that act as a intermediary between the client and requesting a resource and the server providing to that resource. Nothing. It will be there in between. What's that? It will be there in between like this. This is fine. Okay. See, here will be the client. Okay. So client, and we have here server. In this case, we have application server now. Assume that our application server is Apache. We already have Apache or not? This one. This Linux Apache. Assume this is a app server. Which server is this? So I want to access that. I want to access that app server. Are you able to access directly now? Copy this. So I'm getting my contact form. But not the same. No, I haven't done that, Zakir, but you can do that also there. Check what the status, system, CTL, status, HTTP, D. So it is running only. So there is some network. Hmm. Now it is working. See, so sometimes you'll have the network issues, but when it is not coming, just try 1 or 2 times, and if it's not working, then confirm it is not working. Okay. See here, DevOps contact form is there. No, this is my application. This is app server. What server? So now this is the app server which has the contact form. So client is accessing directly. As it is in application server, is it good to expose this application server to internet directly to the customer? No, right? What we need to have in between? Proxy server or not? What we need to have in between? Or web server. Or what? Web server. Just now I showed you the web server, and now I'll show you what? Proxy. Proxy server. What is that? Proxy. So here in Nginx, we call it as reverse proxy. What is that? So proxy server meaning here, it is an intermediate between your client and then in the backend server. So now I'll be from client. What I do, I'll set up a reverse proxy. Our reverse proxy is what here? Nginx or not? Yes or no? And then it will go and connect it to the app server in the backend. You see that? You're getting the architecture. I don't want to access my application in reverse proxy. What the reverse proxy will do is simply it will take the request from the client and then redirect to the app server. You're getting it? Simply it will take the request from the client and then redirect it to the app server. And this concept in Nginx, we call it as what? Reverse proxy. So this Nginx will redirect to only one server. Can we have multiple servers also? Multiple servers also. Do you see, Nana? What is reverse proxy? A proxy service which takes a client request, pass it on to one or more servers. So in our case, we already have an Apache server. Consider that Apache server as a app server. Which one? App server, application server. Now we have Nginx. So now what I need to do is, if I start, I don't want to access my app server directly. So which one I need to access? Nginx. So if I put in the browser this Nginx server IP address, I should get what? Apache. Yes or no? You understand this point? I don't want to put Apache server IP address to the client. I want to put reverse proxy IP address in the client browser. Whenever he type the reverse proxy IP address, reverse proxy will redirect to the app server. Understood? That is what we need to do. Online, is this clear for you? Online clear, Nana? Why they named as reverse proxy meaning here? So, okay, then I need to tell about reverse proxy and then forward proxy. Forward proxy, we are not using it because I'll tell you when we use forward proxy. When I was in Infosys, you know, right? I used to work in data centers. Remember one data center having say 800 employees? Okay, that we called as ODC, Offshore Development Center. What's that? Offshore Development Center. So now we have a client called Nortel from US. What he did was he told us, hey, set up your own infrastructure. I don't want Infosys network. I want to have separate data center in you, and it is only for me. No other people should use it. So what we did, we set up our own data center for a Nortel company in the Infosys. So now, whoever is working this 800 employees inside this ODC, everyone, this 800 employees will be connecting to the data center locally or not? And that data center is handled by me. So now, by default, we don't have internet access inside the ODC. Which one? We don't have internet access to the ODC. Do we have internet access? Because that's a client network, right? We don't have internet. So all the employees in that 800 employees will not have internet. But do you think that our ODC will be without internet? In order to network to work, we need to have internet or not? How do we download the patches? How do you work on? Definitely we need to have internet. But for employees, we should not give the internet. But for admins, we should have internet or not? Yes. So we have an internet server in our OTC. We call it as forward proxy. What is that? So only admins like me will have internet, so that for emergency purpose, we use the internet. But those who are very close to me in that ODC, they come to me and say that, hey Riaz, let's go and eat biryani. And then I was thinking like, okay, for I just went like in friendship, I went and we had a good food. In Infosys, food campus will be there. I mean, food courts will be there. After completing the food, he came, he started goking. He started scratching me. Can you give me the forward proxy IP address? What is that forward proxy IP address? Internet access, So what I do, I gave the IP address to him and he will be configuring in the browser. Where? So in the browser, you need to go to settings somewhere, right? And then that forward proxy IP address, you need to configure on the browser level. So whenever he accesses Google or anything, directly the request will go to where? Forward proxy. From forward proxy, it will go to the internet. It's a bypass. Now tell me, do you need that forward proxy here? That's why I said you no need to worry about forward proxy. Forward proxy will be from the client point of view. From where? Client point. But our reverse proxy will be in the middle. It will not be in the client. It will not be on the app server. It will be in the middle. It acts as a mediator. So the request will come to the reverse proxy. Reverse proxy will redirect to the app server. Now you understand forward proxy, reverse proxy concept? Okay. So now our app server is ready or not? So what we have in the app server? What application we have? Contact form, no? What application here? Oh, user applications. So contact form website is there. That is the app server. Now what I did, I just installed Nginx here, right? So now I install Nginx as a web server. But what I need to do is, let us go ahead and then remove, and then we work as a reverse proxy now. What is that? Reverse proxy. So what is the command to remove the Nginx now? M remove Nginx. Let's remove it. We removed, we are in the Apache. Okay, sorry. So here, yeah. M remove Nginx -y. Okay. Okay. So the previous one I showed you what? Web server. The previous one I showed you what? Web server. So what is the default path for Nginx for web server? /etc, /usr /share /nginx /html. There you put index.html and it will work as a web server. That is done. Now I'm showing as what? Reverse proxy. So we need to install our Nginx normally. Install it. M install -y. Which one here? Nginx. Okay. So it is installed. Listen carefully. If I want web server, which path I need to go? USR, share, Nginx, HTML. If you want to have as a web server, because you want to keep index.html there. But I don't want to use as a web server. I want to use as a reverse proxy. So do I need to go to that place now? No. So I need to go to this place where the configuration file. Where is our Nginx configuration file? Tell. etc nginx nginx.conf. So let's go and edit that file. So tell me vi, which one? etc nginx.conf. So inside this, there are a lot of things are there. Okay. So here I need to add one small piece of code. Go to the insert mode. And here, so do you see this here location is there? So we need to add one more location here. Say with me here, location slash, and then in brackets close. So here, proxy underscore pass. Say that. So we are telling to the reverse proxy, reverse proxy, we are telling to Nginx that please act as a proxy server. So that's the command I am putting here, proxy underscore pass. And this request need to pass to where? App server. So we need to give the IP address there. So app server is this or not? This guy is a contact form, right? So here, paste it. And working on port number what? 80. And then, guys, you understand? See that what I wrote? Location slash in brackets. Yes, you can give the private IP also if required. Okay, let's give private IP. Good, Praveen. So guys, here one EC2, another EC2. In real time also, can you tell me, will you give the public IPs or we should be using private IPs? Private. So maximum do not use the public IP address inside. So good, Praveen. So I can give here, what here? Private IP also. So let's remove this. Private IP address of whom? Apache. Select this. Select the private IP. And then paste it here. You understand the piece of code? Location slash meaning whenever you hit the IP address, so in the root directly it will come proxy pass http colon slash and this. Okay, now save it. Now save it. So what we need to do? We need to restart the service or not? What is the command to restart our Nginx? System ctl restart. Which one? Nginx. Restarted. Guys, in our previous when I put, now I need to put the IP address of where? Nginx into the browser. If I put the IP address, see here, previously we got this or not? Now if I put this, what will I get? What should I get? What should I get? Yes or no? Online, what should I get? Let's do. So let's refresh. Do you see this here? We haven't got the contact form, but definitely it is not giving the test page, right? Like before. This was not giving. So, but this is giving some error. This is giving some error. Can you just try to read? Can you find out something from here? Try, read out. So even I also read it, but there is nothing, any error things here. It is just saying that it gives an error, but if you want to show this error beautifully, go to that page and then show it. But do you have anything references here? No. So in that case, I told you that if you want to check the log, now you got an error. What is the first thing that you need to check now? Logs or not? So purposely I gave this error to check the logs. Where is the logs now? Tell me. cd slash var slash log slash. Very good. Do ls. So which one? Axis.log or error.log? Let's do cat error.log. Now see, do you find anything from here? So what is the error that you are getting here? Offline. What is there in red color? Permission denied. Which one here? Yes or no? So that meaning this Nginx server somewhere it's not having the permission to forward it to the next level, to the upstream server. Upstream server meaning the next server. So for that reason here we need to set one small command is there. So by default it is blocked. You need to, let's say, get sebool, say that, -a grep httpd. So all httpd related things are what here? Off. So what we need to do? We need to make it on. So what? How to do that? Previously I used get. Now I need to use what? Set. Set sebool. Which one? HTTPD underscore can underscore network underscore connect on -p. So don't worry, you no need to remember this. So I mentioned this command. So to resolve that error, this is the command that you need to give. So you are just enabling the traffic in the backend. Okay, now should we go and check the IP address now? We'll check the here. If I refresh it, this error should go. And what should I get? Contact form or not? Let's see. Now we got the contact form. So I am not directly connecting. I'm not directly connecting to the app server. I'm connecting to Nginx. Nginx is forwarding the request to the app server. So this is called reverse proxy concept. And believe me, in my company also, I'm using the reverse proxy, Nginx only, same concept. But I just gave you a small bit of location that way, but we'll be having this much of big nginx.configuration code will be there. Nana, clear? Online, this is clear, please. Super. Okay. If it is clear about Apache and Nginx, because these are the most common things that will be using it. Now, no need to remember those commands. Now here, see, in commands, very common commands you need to remember because that will be asked inside your in interviews. But these are the commands that set sebool, all these commands, they will not be asking. So if you want to resolve the errors, these are the commands that you need to use it. So no one will ask in the interview, okay? But normal commands, regular general commands that I was asking you, right? That will be asked in the interviews. Okay. Now, so let us take one more real-time example here on Linux. Do you remember there is a tool in DevOps that we're going to learn called Ansible? Which one? Do you remember the name at least? Huh? Name. So that's a configuration management tool. What is that? Okay. Let's say, for example, myself is there. I want to go to these two guys' home. Okay. We three are friends. Okay. I want to go to these two people's homes anytime. How do I go? How do I go? Huh? So generally, we three are friends, yeah. So what should I have with me in order to go to your house anytime? Keys, no? Yes or no? If I have a key, sharing auto. Okay, Acha, you said auto too. No, I'm not talking about the how I'm coming. Okay. So here, I want to have a key with me so that I can go to your house anytime or not? You go to your room anytime or not? Yes. So that meaning if I want to have access to another two machines, so we need to exchange the keys or not? We need to exchange the keys. So Ansible is also one of the topic in DevOps. So We will be talking about Ansible a lot in coming days, but I'm just telling you. In Ansible, we have concept called master and worker nodes. Say that. Master and worker nodes. What is Ansible? Ansible is a configuration management tool. Say that. With Ansible, what you can do is you can install, you can configure, you can do changes, anything on the machine. You can install, you can restart, you can create, you can delete, you can do whatever you want. It is configuration. Ansible is not good to launch the machines, which is a tool that help us to launch the machines automatically. Terraform, which one? Infrastructure as a code. So Terraform will help us to launch the machines automatically, and Ansible will help you to configure the stuff inside the machines here. Let's say, for example, I have here 300 machines. Can I install? So I'm asking, let's not scare you. Let's say 30 machines are there. So 30 machines are there. I'm asking you, hey, go and install Nginx in all 30 machines. How do you do? One by one, you will be installing manually or not? It will take a lot of time. Instead of that, can you use Ansible? In one shot, can you, in Ansible, we'll write something called playbook. Say that. We'll talk, Nana. This is just, I'm giving a hint. That's it. So in Ansible, what we create? Playbooks. What we create? Playbook. So we write a playbook. Playbook is in which language? YAML language. Where did we learn YAML? Cloud Formation. So we write some code here in YAML, and then once we run that playbook, automatically whatever you have written, what do you write in the playbook in YAML? To install Nginx. And when you run it, this master server, you can consider master and slave. Master and slave. If you don't want slave, then call it as worker node. What's that? Worker nodes. Okay, now tell me. Master need to go and connect all the worker nodes automatically or not? So whenever I'm running these playbooks, is it good that slaves will ask, hey, give me the key, give me the password, then only I'll allow in? You are master. You can go anytime. Yes or no? If the master wants to go into this worker node anytime, what they need to exchange? Keys. What they need to exchange? What keys are those? SSH keys. What keys are those? So all these machines need to exchange with the master or not? Once these SSH keys are exchanged, then next time onwards, when master is going in the worker node, that the worker node will ask for any kind of authentication? No. So the master need to log into the worker node's passwordless login. Say that. So how to do the passwordless login is the concept that we learn now. Why I am teaching here this concept here? Because this concept will help you in this Ansible there. So when I started teaching Ansible in coming days, then the first thing that we'll be doing is the practical that I'm going to show you now. So what I do here, I have I'll set up two machines, machine 1, machine 2, or else we already have Apache, no? Apache Nginx is there, right? So Nginx need to talk to Apache without password. Should we set it up? Or else you want me to terminate these two machines and launch new two machines? Anything is fine, right? Machines, we need machines. We already use these two machines. Either you can launch another two machines or use the same machines. Which one we want to go? Same, newer. Okay, let's go. Yeah. So, okay, this one is Apache and this one is Nginx. So what do you want? Nginx need to talk to Apache. Okay, na? So where you should be now? You should be inside the Nginx. So first of all, what we need to do is you need to set the root password. What you need to set? And I'll show you one cool thing in MobaXterm. I need to run few commands on both the machines. Same commands I need to run on the both the machines. So how do I write? One by one, I need to write 2 times or not? Instead of that, there is something called, do you see this symbol? Multi-exec. Here, blue color symbol. Visible, huh? It's okay. Here. See, there. On top, middle. Okay. So multi-exec, click on it. So if you click on multi-exec, what will happen is, how many machines are there? Those many terminals will open. So do you see this here? I can write everything in yes or no? See? On both, it is working or not? Same commands is working on both the machines. So go to the multi-exec, and then first we need to set the password of root. What is the command to set the password of any user? Password and then username, correct? Very good. PASSWD. Which one? Root. On the both the machine I'm setting up because Nginx need to talk to Apache with what? Root only, right? So that's why password root. It is asking, what's the favorite? Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root password is set or not? Now we need to enable these 2 machines to log in as a root. For that, we need to edit one file. Say with me, etc/sshd._config. Say that. vi. Read it. vi/etc/ssh/ssd._config. If you go inside, I need to go to line number 38. Which one? Remember vi we have learned. How do you give the line number 38? Colon and then 38. Okay. So let's do one thing. Hold on. So I gave you the commands with the Amazon Linux 2 commands. Here also we can do. What do we do is, let us launch new machines. I'll show you the new machines because what is the flavor we are using here? Red Hat. So I'll be showing in where? Amazon Linux 2. That's the new machines. Because Amazon Linux 2 machines are the one which we'll be using for your entire DevOps. We'll be using Red Hat, we'll be using Amazon, Linux 2, we'll be using Ubuntu in Kubernetes. A lot of things we'll be using it. But most of the time I'll be going for Amazon Linux 2. It's better to show it in Amazon Linux 2. Okay? Let's do one thing. So here exit multi-exec. And then what do we do? Let us launch 2 machines now. Okay? So do you see Amazon Linux here? Amazon Linux 2. We also use Amazon, we call it as AL2. What's that? We also use AL2 in AWS, right? Fine. Let's go T2 Micro. Go 9 AM. Edit it. This. And how many? You can have 3 also. Your wish. So I'll terminate these 2 things. I call this as server 1 and I call this as server 2. Okay. So now let's connect to server 1 and server 2. See, this is how we will be doing in Ansible also. We'll launch the machine first and we'll set it up first. How do we do this? Let's go. Let's kill these 2 and connect. In real time, which flavor is most commonly used? It depends upon your requirement. So we use Red Hat, Amazon. Anything anything in AWS, better is Amazon Linux 2. At least we use Amazon Linux 2. But sometimes if you have any specific configuration in Red Hats, you can go for the Red Hat. Commonly used is Amazon Linux 2, Red Hat, and then Ubuntu. These three. What? Doubt? Okay. So I logged into the first machine and I need to log into the second machine also. Okay. So first machine. So what is the landing command? Okay. And then let's set the server name. What is that? Host name, CTL, set hyphen host name. What we call? We call it a server one. Server one and sudo hyphen I. Okay, now let's do the same thing here. Sudo hyphen yes. Host name CTL set hyphen host name. I call it as server 2. Sudo hyphen good. Okay. So I told you, no, let's go to multi-exec. And then what's the command that we need to use first? We need to set the password, right? What's the command to set the password? PASSWD, which one? Root. And root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Successfully completed. Now, do you remember the file that we need to modify? Tell me that. vi etc ssh sshd underscore config. Tell me again. vi slash etc ssh sshd underscore config. D is important because sh underscore config is also there. D is important here. Okay. Now let's go inside it. And then here we need to go line number 38. Go with the line number 38. So whenever you go to the line number 38, do you see permit root login? Yes. What is it here? Permit root login. Yes. That is commented, right? So go to insert mode and then delete that hash. What are we doing? We are telling root login is possible, permittable, because we have set the root password, right? So I can log into this machine with the root user. Okay. And also go to line number 61. Say that. So go to line number 61 and you see here password authentication is disabled. So what we need to do? Enable insert mode and then enable it. So for these machines, we can log in as a root with the password. Save it. On the both machine we saved or not? So we have modified our SSHD configuration file. We need to restart it, right? So what's the command to restart? System CTL restart. Which one? SSHD. So see how what is the status of SSHD? System CTL status SSHD. Both are running on both the machines. Very good. So what is the command to see the IP address of the machine? Host name hyphen everyone guys hyphen I. We have the IP address. Okay. Now come back. So come back to our normal mode. So these are the few things that I need to set it on the both the machines. So now I am come back, right? I come back. So now what we do is we are on the server one. Server one need to talk to the server two without password. Now I have set the password. Now we need to set. Now what we need to exchange? We need to exchange the keys. What we need to exchange? What keys are those? SSH keys. What keys are those? SSH. So how do we exchange it? See here. There is a command called SSH keygen. Say that. We are generating the keys. Remember in AWS, we generated the keys using puttygen. Now I am showing you differently how to generate the keys from the Linux machine. Putty, what is that? SSH keygen. Say that. Say that again. Online, you're not putting in the chat. What is that command? SSH keygen. So when you hit enter, it is asking, just don't do, just keep on entering it, and then keys got created. Enter, enter, keys got created. So where are these keys? If you do ls-al, do you see this here with the hidden directory .ssh? So go inside .ssh cd, and you have the two keys got created here. I'm telling you, such an important topic, this one. We'll be using this in Ansible, we'll be using this in Jenkins, we'll be using in multiple places. Okay, so what are the two keys here? Read with me. ID underscore RSA and one ID underscore RSA dot pub. Dot pub meaning this one is what key? Public key. And this one is what? Private key. Okay. So whenever you do SSH keygen, these keys will be created. Now we'll use one command to copy these keys to the second server. We are sharing the keys or not? So what's the command here? SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID. Say that. SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID. What is the user that we are using in the second machine? Root. At the rate, we need to give the IP address or not? Public or private? Private. Server 1 or server 2? Server. From server 1, you are connecting to the server 2. So which one here? Server 2 private IP. Copy it and then paste it here. Okay, now. Enter. Say yes. And you see this here? So one, and it is asking for the password now because we have enabled the password for root, right? What's the password? Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you see what it says? Number of keys added is 1. So the keys got added or not? Keys got added or not? Guys, understood how to add the keys? Now, I'm in server 1, right? Now, server 1 key got put it in, placed inside the server 2. Now, what we need to do? Can I log into the second server without password or not now? Because the keys are shared now there. So what's the command to connect? SSH root at the rate that IP address. Okay. Guys, I'll show you. I'm connecting to the server 2. See here. Now SSH, you are doing SSH to that server using root user. Now will it ask for the password? Will it ask for the password now? Answer is no. See, previously I was in server 1. Now I directly went to the server 2. Did it ask for the password? Do you understand how to set the passwordless logins now? Like this, in Ansible, in Jenkins, we'll be setting up things. So what are things that we did? Do you remember? First, what we did, we launched the two EC2 instances. Okay. And then what we did, we logged in and then we have changed the host names. So that is better for you to understand from where to where you are logging in. So after that, multi-exec we went and then what we did? Password root. We have set the password of root. What's the command to set the password of the root? Password and then root. Okay. On the two machines you are setting up. Next we need to edit the file. What is the file? vi /etc /sshd_config. You go inside it. Two places you need to change it. What are those Nile numbers? 38 and 61. Uncomment. Remove that comment. Save it. As we have changed, modified the SSH configuration file, we need to restart our SSHD or not? What's the command to restart? systemctl restart SSHD. Okay. And then next what we did, we came back to a normal mode. And then what we generated the keys. What's the command to generate the keys? SSH-keygen. Once you enter it, and two keys will be created. What is the directory of SSH keys? .ssh. Which one? .ssh. Go inside the .ssh cd and then you see the two files. What are the two files it get created? ID underscore RSA, another one, ID underscore RSA dot pub. So now you need to exchange these keys to the server too or not? What's the command to exchange keys? SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID. SSH copy ID, and with what user? Root at the rate IP address of second server. Second server public or private IP? Private IP. Hit enter, and then you'll ask for the password. What's the password? Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whichever you are given. Enter, and key got shared. And then you to test it, right? Whether you are logging it or not. How do you log into one Linux machine to another Linux machine? Using SSH. So SSH with what user? Root at the rate IP address. Enter. Without password, you have now logged in here. How many times you screen is not stuck? I'm just explaining. Okay. Okay. This how many times you have practiced, that is good for you. Clear? Online? So guys, by this, congratulations, we have completed Linux. Oh, okay. That I didn't expect it. Easy, Nana, Linux now? So whatever the commands that you have learned till now is more than sufficient for our DevOps. So, but if you want to have even additional knowledge on administration level on Linux, so Linux classes are going on now parallelly from other trainer. So if you have time, go there and then try to learn. If not, it's okay, completely fine. Okay. Don't worry, Deepali, I'll share you the file to you. Same process. Okay. So please use the process copying the key. Copying the key, we just need to do the same. So I just put exit. So this is the command. Deepali. Okay. So guys, I know that you have completed the practicals till Linux, all done. If you are all done, that is super good. Those who have not done the practicals, I recommend you to go and complete all the practicals on Linux, because from tomorrow, everything is on Linux only. And can I give a small exploring topic on Linux? Huh? Do you remember FTP? File Transfer Protocol? In AWS, I showed you SFTP, Securely File Transfer Protocol. But here, what I want is, take two machines. So you need to set up FTP and transfer the files from one server to another server. That is a task for you. It's not urgent. If first practice it, whatever that I told you, and in free time, you can do it. Don't worry. I'll share the commands also for that. FTP. I already did it. So everything is there in the notepad. I'll share with you. First, what you do, you try to do yourself. Go to ChatGPT, go to Google, check how to set up the FTP server, how to copy. Everything you try to explore, investigate by yourself. If you are not able to do, then see my comments. Don't directly open the comment, start doing copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Don't ever do copy paste in our DevOps, except in Terraform. In Terraform also, 90%, 80%, we need to write everything with our hands. But there will be this much big code will be there that you need to understand, no need to write it. So most of the time, in Kubernetes also, in wherever Ansible also, we will write it manually. Then only you can learn. Okay. Any questions online? And from tomorrow, we are entering into the first tool of DevOps, and that is Git. Okay, na? Git. Do you know GitHub? At least have you heard about it? Do you have an account in the GitHub? Those who don't have account in the GitHub, just set up an account. Right? First we will learn the Git, and then we'll go to the GitHub. Okay? So, sir, how to go to github.com. So this is my profile already. So those who are, it's normally guys, it's normal like this is my profile, right? So if you want to follow me, follow me. So you just follow. You already followed. Huh? So that is my GitHub, because in future you will be always connecting to my GitHub profile only. So just go ahead and then follow it, so that when I upload anything codes, you will get it. Just follow. Yeah, you just need to create. It's very simple. So go ahead and then set up, create an account in the GitHub. Don't create any repositories, nothing. Just go and set up the account. That's it. Very easy. Give the email ID and then password, enter. That's it. Okay. All right. So from tomorrow onwards, what we do, we go and then learn Git practicals. Tomorrow, first I'll teach you in DevOps. There will be very less theory. 95% it is what? Practicals only, direct. But I'll try to make out few little bit theory in the Git also to make you understand, because I have this habit, right? Directly I don't go to the topic. First I'll tell you what was there before, what is the purpose of using that tool, why that you are using the tool, everything we will learn. Tomorrow we'll go with the theory of the Git. So you'll understand the maximum logic of the Git, and from day after tomorrow we'll start practicing it. Okay, ma? And so we use sudo apache ctl restart for restarting Apache from Mac terminal. See guys, Ranjan and others, remember we have different flavors in Linux. Apache, not Red Hat is there, Amazon Linux 2 is there, Ubuntu is there, right? Oracle is different, no? It's a database. Kali Linux is there, Fedora is there, SUSE is there. There are so many different flavors are available, and each and every different flavor syntax will be different. Yes or no? In some places, you just need to put service name, or service start, service name. But here we are using ALT in Amazon Linux to systemctl will use. Some people directly, what they do is sudo apache ctl restart, like Ranjan is saying. There are different ways to do it. Nice. So, will you able to complete the practicals on Linux? Please free up, complete all your practicals. Please free up, keep cool, and from tomorrow we'll learn Git. And from Git, every day you need to do the practicals. But remember, I'll go slowly, very slowly. How we are going till now? Similar way, I'll go with the DevOps. And remember, in DevOps, you need to concentrate one level up. Because it's all about commands, no? In AWS, everything is GUI, color things. I used to write so many things, right? But in DevOps, it is just like a lot of commands. If you start liking it, you will be liking DevOps a lot. But you need to have that receiver in your mind. Okay? And another caution here is, in DevOps, in AWS, whatever that I'm teaching you, it's injecting in your brain, you are able to, it's very happy. Especially in DevOps, do not try to remember the commands immediately in the class. Try to concentrate on the logic that what I'm teaching. Let's say, for example, git add something, git state. So commands will be there. I'll make you to inject in your brains, but don't feel bad when you're not able to remember that command, sir. I'm not able to remember the. No. When you remember the command, when you start practicing it. So in the class, you should concentrate the logic you understand or not. If you understand the logic, easily you can remember the commands. There are few commands that you need to remember. There are few commands you don't need to remember. But maximum 90% you need to remember the commands. Okay, ma? Super. Okay, so I'll upload the today's practicals in the Google Classroom, and tomorrow we'll go with the Git. Okay, can you give the final CC for today, please, online? Nice. So that is all for today. Let's connect tomorrow with the next beautiful tool. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.